What's up, guys? Today we have another knife sent in by my buddy Gary, and this is the Kizer Maddox. And I was kind of excited to get this one just because I've heard a lot about it, haven't had a chance to handle one, and he was gracious enough to buy one and have it shipped to me. So that's always cool. So he's getting to see this for the second time because I did an unboxing that he did watch. So kind of always kind of cool when that happens. I get a knife before the actual owner. It's just kind of funny. So anyway, let's dive into this. It's the Kizer Maddox. It comes in a decent little zipper pouch in a box that has a cleaning cloth, microfiber, and all that stuff in there. And then there's an outer kind of cardboard, box also, but nothing to write home about. So this is just under 5 inches closed. It is a titanium frame lock flipper. Overall length is just under 8 3/4. The blade length is 3.9 with an edge of 3.72. It is S35 VN. Blade thickness is 0.158 with an overall thickness of 0.571 minus the clip. Weighs in at 7.7 ounces and runs on bearings. Super, super smooth. So let's zoom in because they did a really good job on the finish of this blade. So it is a compound grind where you have a very strong flat grind here and a very nice hollow grind back here. So this can be incredibly sharp. Kizer does like to put a lot of stuff on the blade. The Kizer logo, the blade steel, I guess that's a model number or a serial number, not quite sure. Very nice kind of texturing on the black titanium scales. A blued spring clip, which we'll talk about. On the back side here, it's got the model of the knife, the Maddox, and the Williamson design. So this was designed by Mikhail Williamson. It does have an over travel stop and a steel lock bar insert, so that's all good. While we're here, let's talk about the clip. It works, but it kind of sucks. So let me just close this. It is a deep carry clip that really stops here at the screws because the clip is just mounted on the face of the handle, and then the screws almost look kind of like an afterthought, like you found the wrong screws. I don't know. So you can get it to go deep into the pocket, but you need to lift up here as you put it in your pocket. You put it in your pocket, it stops here. You lift out on it with your hand, it gives you some room, and then it drops all the way in. So at the end, I have a couple of other examples of pocket clips that we'll talk about as we get to it. But overall, this feels great in the hand. There's no hot spots. You can choke up. It's not really a finger choil, but you can, and you're totally not going to cut yourself. But this is just a very cool looking blade, very cool overall aesthetics to me. One of the things Gary asked about after I did the unboxing, he says, hey, can you middle finger flick it? Yes, you can. Absolutely. With a little bit of wrist, and it will really fire out. But yes, you can absolutely flick it with that fuller groove. It's a very cool, it's just a really cool knife. And I'm super excited to be able to handle it. I've carried it around for a few days, and I like everything about it except for the clip. So you can do a clip correctly. And here is Benchmade Griptilian deep carry clip. Again, the clip is just on top of the scale, and the screw heads are exposed. The difference here, because this one will slip all the way into my pocket, is it's a much wider, if you will, than the Maddox. We'll close it here so I don't cut myself here, because that would be all bad. So you can see it's just got more opening between the clip and the scale. So your pants fit in. It just works well. So I would still like to have countersunk screws on both of these. And you can see that here on the Civivi Fracture, which again, the clip is just sat on top of the scale, but it uses countersunk hardware, which makes a huge difference, because these are very similar in height clips. The Civivi is maybe a little bit taller, but those countersunk screws really make the difference, because this one will fit all the way down deep carry every single time I put it in my pocket. It doesn't really get hung up on that little piece of the clip that's mounted on top of the scale. I think what really kills it here is it's very narrow, and you have those screw heads that are proud of the clip. So it's a little thing, but it's so easy to avoid if people would just make your clips correctly. Use some countersunk hardware. It's going to cost you a penny more. I don't know, but just do it. So I did my unboxing, and I said, kind of the Maddox, the overall angles was very similar to my Luther Orphan, my Luther Design Orphan. And it really is. The angles are almost, they're basically identical angles, which is another reason why I was drawn to this Kizer, because I'm totally drawn to this Orphan. Okay, different range of knives. Hand-built one, hand-built custom, totally different price range than made in China Kizer, which is, still great quality and all of that, just a different ballpark. Flipper action is great. Let's do some size comparisons. It's a little tough with the angular part. We'll just put it here next to the Orphan since it's out. The Orphan is much bigger, but that's okay. Different style knife, different animal. Okay, here's the Sharpie. Not too shabby. And then we'll run through kind of the standard affair here with the Spyderco Delica. This Maddox is not a small knife. It's going to take up some room in your pocket. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the way it is. How about the Hellraiser? About the same size. Similar kind of different angles and whatnot. It kind of, it's just a little different. So it's kind of similar. How about next to the FIF 23? Kind of similar overall length. But all in all, this Maddox is really great. You can, people have commented before when I've given some jazz about clips. Yes, you can bend a clip out. There's some things you can do as an owner on some clips. If it's a, like the clip of the FIF, you can't really bend that out. A milled titanium clip, you can't really adjust too well. It makes it a little tough. Just bent steel clips, yes. You could take this off. You could bend it out a little bit. You could reshape this yourself. But in my opinion, why should I have to? I bought a knife. These are about 220 bucks when you can find them. I think they are discontinued now, but they are still available. Why should I have to adjust the clip on a knife that's brand new? It should just fit in my pocket. That is a very basic thing. It's a pocket knife. When you're making them, you should check them. Now granted, Kizer is a production warehouse. They're making a ton. I have bought custom one-off knives that had issues with the pocket clips. And my question to the makers are, you're making one at a time, maybe two at a time or three at a time. Shouldn't you put it in your pocket and check to make sure that it's going to work before you ship it to the proud new owner? Just a thought, guys. Just a thought. Because what ends up happening is, me as the owner, I ship it back because it doesn't work in my pocket. And then you have to take it all apart, adjust the clip, make a new clip, whatever is needed to remedy the situation. And so it cost you more time and money and energy to do than had you have just checked it in your pocket during the fit up and testing before the final assembly. Anyway, I'll step down from my soapbox. I think the Maddox is great. Thanks a lot, Garey, for sending it in. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I've got another one coming from you in a day or two, and I'll get them all together and shipped out to you after that. So thanks, guys, for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. The light's kind of playing off of that blade. So I will just say thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.